Good. And it is Tuesday, it's Proverbs Tuesday, and we want to share with you a proverb. Tis the season, it's a generous time of the year. Just want to let you know, just in case you wanted to give to United, to our church, and to our cause of what we're doing, just want to take a quick opportunity to let you know you can go to unitedbaptist.org and select give on our website, and you can give. We've got a couple of things happening right now. Now, we do believe the church should be supported by the tithes and offerings of the members of that local church. But if you happen to be a part of this channel and you're not a part of a local church, or even if you are a part of a local church, but you love what we're doing, you've been hearing what's been happening, just want to let you know a couple of things. One thing is we're waterproofing our basement. We have a pretty old building. It was built in 1960. And then another part was built in 1961. The congregation that was here was quite um, eager to share the gospel in this community, and the community changed a lot from 1960 to now, as you would imagine. But we are the generation that gets to maintain this building, gets to take care of it. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to waterproof it, and you might imagine that that is a lot of money. So what we've been doing is we've been asking for $50,000 to take care of the waterproofing of our floor, our walls, keep the water out. So far, we've begun that work, and it's been awesome to watch God work and watch God move in that way. And we just thank you for any donation you want to give. We were asking, I was particularly asking if we had 50 people to give 1,000, or if we had 100 people to give $50. Either way, we would be there, and that is what we would want to see happen. Um, so so we would love to see God just work in an awesome way. I said, I mean, or 1,000 people to get $50. Actually, sorry about that. I'm doing the math and shortchanging myself, but it's okay. And then we have a Christmas offering where you can give $250 to Christmas offering, and that is Christmas is a time of generosity, and typically we give to someone. So we're like, it's Jesus' birthday. Why not give him a gift? And we're asking people to give a year-end donation to United Baptist Church, and with the understanding that, hey, let me give Jesus a gift, and if I give it here to United, we know they're going to use that money to share the gospel of Jesus. And you might even want to do that with another church. I don't know. But today's proverb is Proverbs 6. So I do want to get you into that 1 through 5. And the heading in my Bible, and a lot of times in the Bible, I want you to know, if you don't know, that in the original books of the Bible, there were no chapters and verses. The chapters and verses were added later to help us for divisions and breaks in the letter or in the text. And then what was put in as headings and put in all these things are put in to help you study God's word. In Proverbs chapter 6, the heading in my Bible, and I'm reading from the New King James translation, says dangerous promises. And that's what I want to talk about. Notice I just talked about giving. So don't promise to give if you're not going to give. And don't give on credit. Like don't say, you know what, I'm gonna put it on my credit card. Really, I am not one of those guys that says to do that unless you actually work with the credit card, you bank with the credit card, you do it and you pay it off. But if that's not how you operate, we're asking God to bless you so that you can bless. But beyond that, how about your friends and relatives that come to you and say, "Hey, man, can I borrow $100?" And some of you know it's can I borrow $1,000? And then for some of you, it's like, "Hey, can you buy me a car?" I don't know. Can you co-sign for me? Anybody out there co-signed for anyone? I've done it before, and believe me, I wish I'd have understood these proverbs before I did it. It burned me, it bit me. I've done it for others, and it just didn't work out right. So let me read the proverb to you so you can hear what it says. Listen carefully. My son, if you become surety for your friend. A surety, it's funny, there's an insurance company called Surety Insurance. But if you're surety for a friend, that means like you are insuring their loan, or you are insuring what you give to them. It says, if you become surety for your friend, if you have shaken hands in pledge for a stranger. It just says stranger there. It's interesting. You are snared by the words of your mouth. You are taken by the words of your mouth. So do this, my son, and deliver yourself, for you have come into the hand of your friend. Now, look at this. It says, if you're playing for a stranger, but then when it gets down to verse 3, it says, for you have come into the hand of your friend. Go and humble yourself. Plead with your friend. Give no sleep to your eyes, nor slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, and like a bird from the hand of the fowler. And for me, I don't know. You go back and reread that yourself. But for me, I think it's saying like a lot of times people ask you for money, and there's no strong, no real relationship. There's no need for you to do that, but maybe you have it, or maybe people think you have it. Interestingly, a lot of people that give to the Lord in the way and in a biblical way, in a wise steward way, like they're giving on a percentage basis and giving at least the 10%, because that's what Abraham gave before the law. That's what Jacob gave before the law. We don't know why they gave God 1/10, but they did. And so, as a Bible believer, I say when I'm giving, hey, the best place for me to begin is right at 10%. Every time I get to 10, give God $1 of that um, of that set of tens. And it doesn't matter how big those tens get, even if they get into the millions, give him 10%. We believe that 10% actually belongs to God in the way in which the text presents it. He told Israel, which is under the law, that the tithe belongs to the Lord. And that is under the law. We know that we're no longer under the law, but because of our love for God, we want to give and we ask God the same blessing that those in Israel would receive, that He would open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing we don't have room to receive. But this is not a lesson. This is not about giving in that way. This is about people think you have it. They come to you and they could not, they maybe they don't know you well enough. The bridge of the relationship is not strong enough for them to ask you for $1,000, but they think you have it. They think you're rolling in the dough. And so they go ahead and say, hey, can you give me can you loan me? Sometimes they'll say that too. And the proverb here is saying, hey, don't co don't put yourself up as surety, as insurance for someone else to pay a debt. That debt that person needs to pay. Everett, what do? If you have some money you can give, if you have money that's not allocated, give them. Say, hey, I got $10, I got $50. I'll just give to you. You don't have to pay it back. That's all I can afford to give to you. And let that be instead of saying, yeah, I'll co-sign for you on that car. I'll co-sign for you on your house. I know you need an apartment. I'm even talking to my parents. Like you got to help your young adults out. You got to let them know that this is yours. There's a way we can help our young adults um, with their credit score. We can help them by giving them a credit card with your credit. But I would encourage you when you do that, you keep the credit card. Help them build their credit. Not saying not to help our folks, even if they're not young. I'm not saying don't help them, but you also have to be wise. The Proverbs are saying be wise. Listen, deliver yourself. It's like you're going to be the one caught in a trap by the hunter. You're going to be the one. And look, I've been there. I wish I had this proverb. And I wish I could have told his brother, no, that's not wise to do. This is what I have to give to you at this time. I'll give it to you. But it was a person, an acquaintance, that I guess that kind of deal made him seem like a friend. But then I got stuck paying back the money. And I paid back that money. And I know for myself, I will not do that again. And I understand that God is saying in the wisdom of the Bible, everybody needs to trust God. I have to trust God. You have to trust God. If you don't have it, there's nothing wrong with asking uh, for someone what they can give you. But only say you're going to pay it back if you're really going to pay it back. And if you are the one giving it, don't expect it to be a loan. I really am really cautioning you, really trying to help you if you're listening to me. Only give what you don't want back. Give what you can afford to give away. And when you do that, whether they pay you back or not, it really won't matter. If you happen to be listening to me and you're a pastor or you're part of a church, maybe you're a deacon and you do benevolence, I encourage you. Listen, people will call up our phone and ask us for $1,000, ask us for thousands of dollars to pay their rent. I don't know if they know God. I don't know if they love Jesus and they've never been to our church. Now, certainly, we're going to introduce them to Jesus. And we're going to say, can we pray for you? Some let us, some a little perturbed by us wanting to pray for them. But you just ask us for thousands of dollars. I say apply the same Proverbs. only what you can give, try to give. And we're not getting into church politics here, but there's a whole process behind how you do that. But if you're out there and you're listening to me, you got to understand when you just go to somebody and say, hey, can you give me money? You really need to start with yourself and God. God, can you help me out of this mess? Can you give me money? God, will you help me? Because He is the only one, no matter who you're talking, no matter how wealthy they are, God is the only one with unlimited resources. Dangerous promises. Don't make a promise to pay something for someone or to pay someone only to find out that you're in need yourself. And we know it's more blessed to give than to receive. Be good stewards of what God has given to you. And I believe God will bless you. Hey, ain't that just a wise thing to do? This just makes sense. Well, until the next time, this is Pastor P from Proverbs Tuesdays, signing off, asking you to do the best you can to love God, hate sin, and count it all joy. And then you will have fun.